trying to make it so my guys don't die at all, if possible. So I'm doing a lot of unmanned missions. Yeah, I'm trying to keep people alive. But yeah, it's a big change, because usually I would just send up a rocket if it blows up, you know, whatever. But, yeah, right. Okay, so let's load up our last ship. This guy here. Yes, I've made progress. Thank you. Welcome, WonderSim. So at the end of the last stream, we had just added on the fins. I was going to see if that actually helps. One other thing I might change is I might actually make this all be liquid instead of this guy, because then we can use this thing to steer more. Welcome to the Puka. Let's try it with just adding on the fins, and let's see if we can try and get this thing to orbit. So we'll go to launch. I think we have all the things on there, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so we're going to turn on SAS. Is T SAS? It is. Okay, great. Throttle up and go. And then I'm gonna slowly be adding on more mods as I go. So this one already rotates on its own. Yes, I remember that now. So that would be hard to make it bank the way I'd want. So we might. Yeah, the spinning part's not going to be great with trying to bank. But we'll try and do some old... Oh, that's right. Sorry, I didn't add more batteries. I probably should have done that. Probably should have added more batteries. Did not. Okay. Can we... Okay, let's kill the engines. So I think we are just... Alright, what is our... Alright, so that's good. Let's add a maneuver. We're going to see if we can get this thing into an orbit. We'll see. This is unmanned. Yeah, when it becomes a supernova, right. So we're going to point to the maneuver node. I don't think this thing has great control when the engines aren't on. So it's a 30-second burn. I don't know if we're going to have enough juice for that, but we can do a couple sciencey things. So I'm going to keep all the experiments for now and try not to use up my battery so I can get back. Okay. I think that's what I just did. Let's observe the scoop. We're going to keep all the experiments. And we're going to see how that works. Welcome, JJ Bonzig. So we're going to keep all the experiments because we didn't add a lot of battery power on here. I think we want to log. We're going to log the temperature. Let's see if we can get to the thermometer. Where's the thermometer? Oh, it's right there. Right click. Oh, got it. Thermometer. Log temperature. Keep it down. We'll transmit if it seems like we're not going to be able to do it. Okay, so let's get closer to the maneuver node. Again, this is unmanned, so if it does happen to blow up or something, it's fine. And I believe what we wanted to do is burn at 15 seconds until the maneuver, because it's going to be... Thank you for the follow. I'm assuming that's a different noise. Was that over on... that must have been on Twitch. It's interesting that uses a different sound effect. Okay, so I often do that. Anyway, thank you for the follow. Did you buzz it? Oh wait, I want to... No, not yet. In 15 seconds. Twitch follow for the one, yeah. Yeah, so and now it's also, it should be going back and forth so you can see the different posts. So 15 seconds until, we're gonna go. And then we're gonna see if we can get in an orbit. So it seems better than last time. We might run out of juice before we get to the orbit, though. Yeah, we're out of juice. Okay. Alright. So we don't need any of those. Okay, so what do we end up with? Let's remove this. All right, so we're just landing. We're just landing, but that'll be okay. So what we want to do is not spend all of our stuff. We're going to see if we can land successfully with these different experiments. So now that we have some more stuff going on, let's see if we can do any more experiments. That's the batteries. Is this goo going to be anything different? We'll see. Welcome, Koja. Welcome to the stream. So let's try that. Let's also do... Is this the temperature we already have? Yeah. Is this... Great. And I don't know how much of this stuff is overlapping with our other stuff, but... and we want to do a temperature here, I think. Is that something we haven't done yet? Here we go. Is this a new one? Nope, that one has data. I think there's a second thermometer in here somewhere. Let's close these doors and make it easier to see. Here we go. Log temperature. Here, as long as a customer lets you. All right, cool. So we're on our way back. This is an unmanned mission. So hopefully we don't want to lose anybody. Let's go ahead and warp until we start to re-entry. We're gonna point retrograde. I don't know if it's really gonna do anything because I don't know if there's any. I don't know if SAS works very well with the robot, but we'll see. So we're gonna re-enter. Hopefully it'll kind of right itself, and then the heat shield will be good, or it'll blow up. We'll see. So we'll see how this all works. All the experiments might just burn off, possibly. Very bright. I don't know if it's extra brightness is from an add-on I put on. It's possible. One thing that's nice is that it's wobbling, and so if it, so things start to heat up, but then it wobbles the other direction. So far, so good. I'm assuming that noise that I just heard was not something here. I think it might have been the other part that I ditched. Okay, so it looks like we're good. We might actually be landing in a new area. We'll see. I'm gonna wait until a little bit more, and then we will deploy the parachutes. Yeah, so far so good. Yeah, right, that's true. There was an explosion, but I think it was the rockets that I had already gotten rid of. Okay, so we're gonna deploy. I think I can turn on SAS. Yeah, wobble. Right. Yeah. Well, in that case, yeah, because it seemed like some things were heating up, but then they would go to the other side. So it was like they heat up and then they get a break, and then they heat up and then they get a break. So I don't know. So we have a couple different things. Let's do. Is this going to give us anything else helpful? No, not really, because this is the same. We've already done in the air before. The next part of this is actually how much of this is going to be sloped. So that's the other thing, is we might roll and then things are going to blow up. We'll see. Yeah. There's a way to speed it up even more than I already did. Ditch the parachutes. Yeah, right. There you go. Okay, so we landed safely. Let's do some goo in this particular region. We'll keep the experiment. I already have logged a couple different things. What I don't know is, because I can't do like an EVA report or surface sample, right? I can't ask this guy to. No, okay. Oh, okay, we haven't done this. There we go. And then this thing already has experiments, so we will just keep all that. Let's recover the vessel. Does this have life support in it? This does not have life support in it. It also doesn't have any life. I didn't add any life support onto this particular craft. So we got a lot of science from that mission. That was good. Let's take a look at some of our options now. So space exploration. Well, let's, I guess, maybe look at different rockets, fuel tanks and stuff. Struts are always nice for keeping your ship together. So we might consider that. Just wondering how easy to add an astronaut. Yeah, I mean, I might. And that mission was short, so they have 15 days before they before they have problems. And and I guess this is a fairly safe. It was fairly safe, so we might consider adding on a person to the next one. So these are some different fun gadgets. Let's go with struts. How much does this cost? So all these things are 90. So we can do struts, which are good, and then we have different rockets, fuel tanks. Let's go with maybe something down here. So we have better, more helpful batteries. Do we have? These are solar panels. Yeah. So we have solar panels. So if we want to do more unmanned stuff, this would be helpful. So let's also get that too. Okay. So now I think we're ready to send a person. Maybe. How long until they make a Tesla mod? I don't know. They might already have one. Could be. All right. Let's go. Let's go manned. So we're going to. We want to remove all of this. We have to remember to put an antenna on whatever we put back on. So we don't need this. We want this. Oh, and I guess there are parachutes on that thing. There we go. Okay. And then we want to add an antenna on the top. There's parachutes here. I could add one here too, actually. Let's do that. Antenna. So I still think that probably, well, so the spinning is a problem. And I don't know exactly if that's just because of where I have some of these things attached. Because like these, I tried to attach these fins, and they actually didn't seem to help, and I can't really attach them in a way where I think I'm getting a spin from that, basically. So I'll take that off. And then this one I will try and position a little bit better. To be more in between, I guess. We'll see. We'll see if that's better. And of course I'm going to send a person on this one, so it's something we have to... So this is the Science 5. Or let's go Science 6. And we want to add a life support. Just in case... sort of to also play with it too. I want to see how... if we had life support... yeah, perfect. If we had life support... so here is where there's a decoupler in here. So if we take this off... Or that's right, that's where the heat shield is. What I want to find out is, will the life support go through the heat shield, or does it need to be more connected to the thing? So that... There we go. So this is the decoupler, and then here's the heat shield. So let's add life support. So we have a tank filled with fertilizer for plants. We have greenhouse stuff, oxygen, regenerator. I want just straight up life support. What do we have here? So a recycler module. There, life support tank. That's what we want to find. So I don't know. So this one's pretty smaller. How big is this? Okay, I see. So let's add this life support tank below the heat shield. Oh, okay. Wait, sorry. Hold on. Let's change that. We want to add it on the other side of this decoupler to know if it needs to be, like, if it's just in the rocket, if that's okay. Did this increase the weight too much for orbit? How heavy is this? This is only 0.6 tons. We'll find out. I mean, I didn't get orbit anyway. So then this one is also a little bit more, a bunch more here. I could replace some of these outer ones here with things that I can control better. Liquid engines instead of these guys. We need orbit so we can build build the death basket. Yeah. Let's get rid of these. Fuel tanks. 4 of them. So I'm gonna send somebody on this one, but and also our fins are messed up. Here, we'll add our fins back on. Remind me to put on fins. You can do it. You could do it. What if I rotate like this? Okay. You could do it. I rotate like this. There we go. And then we'll put on one of these liquid ones that has enough thrust. Does it hold a deadly picnic? Interesting. Alright, let's go with cones. The top of this. And then struts. Hold these guys together. So then the question is, do we think this is safe enough to not test these alterations without a person? Oh, we do have also. Let's add some solar panels. It's the best place to put it. Let's see. I'm just gonna have 2 of them. It's not. If you haven't already, oh yes, that's my bot. It's not. It doesn't highlight it in this program I'm using to look at chat, and it's a little bit confusing. I'm used to being able to ignore my bot pretty well. I'll have to get used to it again. Okay. So we added on some solar panels on there. We have some parachutes. They're all the right thing. I think this is probably a safe mission to send somebody else on. I don't know for sure if it'll take off. Should I, fins. Yes, thank you. Yes. We want fins back up. Thank you, Black Bucket. Put it on the fins. And then we'll try the fins in the outside one too. Yeah, these ones don't seem like they're being as weird as the other ones were. Like on the solid ones, it seems like, I still feel like that's not angled very well. I guess that's maybe good. Okay. Let's try it. Let's send a person. I feel like this is probably safe enough that we won't lose anybody. What do you think? Should I try it without an unmanned version of it? Redstone. Paige and Scody. All right, we'll just try it. We'll try it. All right. So we're actually gonna send a person on this one. Jebediah, you're gonna go. Hopefully you're safe. I will. If it looks bad, I will just kill the engines and recover. How's that? So let's do launch. I did just build it. You think? Well, yeah, I was waiting for JJ, but so should I not? Should I recover the vessel? Should I send unmanned first? I was waiting for you for your words of wisdom. It's your moment of truth. All right, we're gonna go. Okay, so we'll just be careful. Turn on SAS. I'm not trying to kill them. That's right. All right. All right. You win. We're going to recover the vessel. We're going to send an unmanned version of this. We could, I mean, just to do some basic testing, I guess we can just throw on this guy. How big is this? Okay, pretty small. So let's, where's the best place to put it? There, perfect. So now we will do, this is the robot. We will save. We will remove the crew. Save and go to launch. Okay. So no people. Let's actually make sure our engines are right. Get rid of them. Engine. Yeah, everything's perfect. Okay. So throttle up. SAS on. And go. So it does launch. Once we get up to 10,000, we'll start to do our banking. We'll see if that works. It's not spinning. This is already better. It's not going up as fast as the other one, I think. There's also like how fast I want this to go. I don't remember some of the. Oh, wait, don't do that. Very interesting. So it is self-banking. Aim you the other way. What if it's perfectly safe? Yes. Will you go up? Perhaps. What went wrong? So I was messing around with like. This thing's a lot easier to control. The other thing, not so much. Okay, so we're going up again. Let's... let's kill the engines, I don't know. What is it? It's gonna go up and down real quick? Yeah, it's not gonna go... Okay. Alright. So that's gonna go. Let's go back to the Space Center. Oh, I can't go back to the Space Center right now? Or can I? Space Center. Is in flight. I guess it's not high enough to... Okay. Yeah, right. It's good that there's nobody on there. Is there any science? Do I get any science if I observe here? Probably not, right? Because I think we've already done a lot of that. Have we already done all of this? Nope, that's not what I want. What about this guy? Nope. Wrong button again. Okay, alright, so we don't care about any of this stuff. So in a perfect world, I would just go back to the thing. The science we learned is to never let... yeah. Right, yeah, or listen to JJ Bonzik in terms of... Alright, so we're just gonna... We're just gonna go. There's no science I need to get. So we're just gonna let this thing torpedo down into, Wow, that was loud. Okay. Alright, so we wanted to go to the, Space Center. So what failed there? I could try it again without messing with the buttons. No, there wasn't. Wonder what... So why did it eventually... I think it was once these things became too light. Perhaps. Maybe we should add more rockets, perhaps. It's always a good answer, right? Let's try this. Still unmanned. So. Okay, let's see what this does. We're gonna add the little cones on top. And then some struts. Yeah, when in doubt, add more rockets, right? Yes. Okay. So that's there. Let's see if that actually works. This is going to be... So these guys are all going to be on the same one. And then these decouplers are on the same. Followed by those. Okay, so that's the right staging. This is going to be the Robot Science 7. We're going to tell the crew not to be on the ship. Oh, okay, good. He's already established that. Awesome. You gotta run code. Alright, see you. Alright, let's see. Isn't that also a philosophy that shares? Could be, could be. Okay, so I have a, yeah, there's definitely no people in here. Unmanned. Let's see if this works. I'm curious to see how this might play out. Do I need more fins? I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out. So throttle up, SAS on, and go. So the idea is I'm just trying to get a little bit higher up first, using the solid rocket boosters, and then I can move on to the other ones. So we'll see if that works out. So I'm going to go just straight up until I get to 10,000. We'll see if we start spinning in a second. I think it's thinking about it. We're about to go supernova. It's already slightly tilting to where I want to go, so it's kind of nice. Alright, so I'm going to ditch these first and then work on the angle. I think everything's fine. Let's work on attempting to angle a little bit towards the 90 degrees. And then a little bit more. We don't want to spin it out. This looks promising. I don't know what those explosions... I think they were just running into each other, or the struts possibly were bumping each other. Not sure. Alright, so we're good here. Let's angle more towards 90, and then we're going to kill these engines. Alright, we're killing the engines. I have nice space sounds. So yeah, that was a little bit more than I probably needed, but it's okay. Let's go less there. Okay, so it's a little wobbly, but that might work. Burn time is not very much at all. We're gonna warp to closer to the maneuver. Yeah, you can do clips on, because now I'm also doing on Twitch. So you can do clips. Okay, warp here. So we want to start the burn at about 15 seconds till. We are pointing at the maneuver node, so that's already good. So 15. So that's okay. Well, so we want to add some maneuvers. So we want to burn at 15 seconds until. Almost there. I guess if I run out of these, we'll have to see how it's all gonna work. Okay, bro. No, actually, we might still be able to have those engines. No, I guess it'll run out, so I have to go through all the staging. Okay, stage, go. Okay. Alright, I'm ready to kill the engines with the X key, not the spacebar. Alright, and kill. We have engine power, and we have an orbit. It's actually it's weird, but that'll work. Okay, so we are in orbit with our robot. We have solar panels. Let's observe the goo. Is this gonna be for yes, orbit? So this is just high space. So this isn't orbit science yet. It seems, for some reason. Wonder why. I mean, this would have a bunch of science in it. I guess we can reset this anyway, right? If you keep it, you can reset the materials bay. Maybe. We'll find out. Close the doors. So nothing interesting. Okay. What if we... Do we have to go around a little bit, maybe? Which direction are you going? I don't know why I was surprised about my own thing. Alright, warp here. So we'll orbit a little bit. And then maybe... And we don't have to worry about life support or anything. Because this is a robot. So let's orbit a little bit, and then maybe it will... maybe it'll be able to now do some cool science. No. Okay. Let's see. So if I would do whatever's the furthest out, I don't think we have enough to really go to the mun, but let's play around. Is this the mun? Yeah. Set as target. Yes, Epic Swampert. What's up? I'd like to see you play Universe Sandbox. I saw that in when I was at one of the PAXs. Seemed interesting. I don't remember enough about it. I kind of forgot. Okay, let's see. So this is the closest. There we go. So here's sort of a thing. I think there's and that's actually only a 22-second burn. So that's interesting. I might have to transmit some of the science back, because I don't know if I'll have enough to really get back necessarily. But we could try this. What is how much yeah, we don't have a lot of left, but let's see if we can do a mun encounter, do a little bit of science, and then come back. Alright, so let's go with so it's going to be a 22-second burn. So at 11 till, we're going to do it. So let's go to be a little bit closer. It's a lot bit closer, but it's great. And then safety net. We want to point to the maneuver node. And go. We might run out of fuel. We'll see. And this guy will probably just be flying around in space for a while. I think he's going to run out of juice. I think won't be able to get back. So we'll just transmit everything. Okay, so what does that give us? Anything? No. We were short. Interesting. Okay, well, Let's go to deep space. And then see if we can do any science. That's more interesting. And otherwise, this guy is like a, he might be able to be a relay, possibly. I don't know. We'll see. Alright, so this is, let's look at this goop. So not very much, and nothing to transmit it back. That's a shame. Okay. We have this. Nothing interesting out here, huh? Okay. So I think partly what we learned is we want more on this stage of it. We want to have more options. We will, let's look at this, and we will transmit this back. What I don't know is if it will have enough batteries to send it all or not. I have the solar panels, but it might run out of juice before it finishes. Okay, it was able to do it. Awesome. Okay, good. Temperature, we already tried that? Yeah, we tried that. We tried the goo. We tried this? Yes, okay. Let's look at, let's go to here, just to see if there's any difference for some reason. And so this whole journey so far was only 1 day, so I wouldn't even need life support if I had a person on here right now, because they last for 15 days with no life support. So it's definitely the longer missions that I have to worry about. Okay, let's double check these things. So they have a bit if I can get it back, but I can't. I'm assuming I have no crew, so I can't do a crew report. Okay. And then I'm assuming temperature is not interesting. Okay, alright, so there we go. So that ship just lives here now. Or lives there. Okay, let's go back to the Space Center. And let's think about what we want to adjust. That time it was... We didn't spin around, did we? That time around? Actually, how much science do we have? Not a lot. Okay. So let's... We didn't spin around. We may consider adding a person onto this. It seemed fairly safe. Right? I guess there was some explosions, so let's think about the explosions. I think the explosions were from like just these things bumping into each other after I've already left. So I don't think it was explosions on me, but I guess it's possible that it could happen. One thing I do want to do is add more fuel tanks onto this. So let's take this off. Put on a couple more fuel tanks. It's probably in the right spot. Then we gotta move those fins. Okay. Let's add fins on the outside. And then are we ready to put in a person? Fins. There we go. Let me try one more time, see if this works okay, I guess. Oops, that's not what I do at all. There we go. So, because if we put on these fins and then they end up like causing the ship to go crazy, it's good to know before we put a person in there. Alright, so we'll give this a try. We may not worry about like actually recovering it all the way back. We do probably want to add more batteries. Because we do have these better battery things. How big is this? Okay, so that's actually kind of small. Alright, let's take this off. Let's add a couple batteries on top. There. Perfect. Yeah, safety first. Okay. Good. So we've slightly modified it. Let's change it. Now it's the Science 8 robot. Make sure there's no crew. Good. Save. And go to lunch. So we'll see if we can get this to work better. I think the staging is not right, actually. There. Get rid of those. Now we just have that engine. Okay. So I want to see adding in those fuel tanks if it still works okay, and if it gives me enough stuff later on to really do a better job. And go. So it does take off still. That's good. Let's see how it's doing. So far, so good. I seem to remember there was something about, like, I wanted to not have this go too fast. But I think with the solids, I can't really throttle down anyway. So we'll get rid of them. Hopefully they will just fall off regular and they won't blow up and stuff. Okay, and go. No explosions. Look at that. Perfect. Alright, so now we want to start banking a while ago. Not too fast. Because we want that little circle, like, so we're banking towards 90 degrees. And we want that little thing to follow us. If we go too far away from it, I believe then it starts spinning. Okay, thank you. Thank you for following. I'm just trying to stay with 90. And trying to use the different things to try to keep it level. We're in space. Music has changed. Okay. Let's kill the engines. Let's take a look to see what we have. So pretty far out again. So further out than I really should be in a perfect world, but that's doing a pretty good job. Okay. So slightly more than I probably need. Okay, good. So it's a pretty quick burn. So we'll start burning at like 11, 12 seconds or so. So let's get closer to the maneuver. And then it's a quick burn again. I have a feeling we'll have to switch engines, though, so we might... We'll see. We'll see. I'm ready with a shift key. No other keys involved, except for the X, possibly. So we're seeing if this guy can get in orbit and then over to the moon. And then try to do an encounter. I can do some science with that. And then maybe have enough to get back, is the goal. I can transmit it if I need to, but... Okay, we're almost there. I say 12. Let's do 14 in case we have to change engines. So 14 seconds till we're gonna go. Because I'm guessing that the next things aren't gonna be as strong. I'm ready with the X key. The space bar if I need to. Okay. So our time has changed a little bit. We'll see. I mean, once it switches, we'll know if we're in an orbit anyway. Okay, so we're in orbit. Let's kill the engines. Let's look at our orbit. Okay, that's enough. All right, good. So let's try to get in a good spot with the moon. And I believe we want to do it from this one. Not the other one. The one that's set as target. So ideally it would be the one, it would be coming off of this point, I think. Oh, oh, my goodness. What's happening? What is that extra line? What is happening? Oh, maybe I pulled it like way more than I meant to. Okay. All right, let's try to move. So when the... Well, part of the issue is that just where... Oh, wait, that looked promising. Okay. All right, so that is a quick burn, although we don't have a lot of fuel anyway. But let's see, let's see if we can make this work. Otherwise, we're gonna have more of these things just sort of running around out here. Okay, so let's try. Let's try it out. So maneuver node. We'll see if we have enough fuel. The burn is going to be, so at 13 till we're gonna burn. So let's get, I guess 2, so it needs to go back around, right? We're going this way? Yeah, must be, yeah. So let's go to here. Warper. Okay, so at 13, we will do it. We'll see. And go. We'll see if we have enough fuel. I have a larger fuel tank on this one, so we'll see if we can make this work. Even if we can just get the encounter and then transmit it back, that would be helpful. It's possible. We'll see if it actually is going to do it. Okay. We actually have a tiny bit of fuel left. Once I saw an encounter thing happen, I killed it. So the encounter is going to start here, and then drop there. When we're done, we're going to be pretty far away from Kerbal. So my guess is we'll have to transmit, but let's give this a try. So we're going to warp to here. So this guy, so that was, so we'd still be okay if we didn't have, like all the food, or, you know, a life support for dudes. So we're, 15 days apparently is a lot, at least for MUN stuff. So warp here. So I guess the one option is just for an encounter, or do we try to orbit the MUN? Let's take a look to see how long that would take. Oops. So if we want to orbit the MUN, that would be a 7-second burn. And I guess we aren't really gonna get this guy back anyway, I don't think. It seems unlikely to me. So I think that I would want to have him just encounter, and then I can transmit it back. So let's try and do an orbit. So we're going to aim to the maneuver node. And then warp So at, what, 3 seconds still, we're going to do the thing. Oh, that was a lot less closer than I thought. So 3 seconds out, we will burn. Okay. Oh, apparently I went too fast. Okay, kill it. So we actually have a tiny bit of fuel left, and now we are in an orbit of the Mun. Let's do our science. I don't think we have enough fuel to... When I added the fins back on to this guy, I only needed one fin, I guess. Okay. So let's do some science. So we will... we'll store it for now. We're just going to do all the stuff and then store it, and then we may have to build up battery again in between things. Although, I guess we added all these, right? So maybe we have enough to do it all. Okay. So let's take a look at our battery. What are these things, battery? Yeah, battery charge. There we go. Space things, yeah. Welcome, Brendan. How's it going? All right, so let's transmit some science. Review the data. Transmit. Yes. This is an unmanned ship. In case you just joined us. So we're transmitting this back. We got some science there. Let's transmit this guy back. And this guy. How's your battery? Lots of battery. Good. What else? Did I do this one already? No. And I think that'll be it. I don't think I have any other science I can do without any people. And I'm assuming these won't help to do 2 of them. Yeah, I mean, if I could bring it back, but not transmit. Okay. All right. So that is the end of this ship. Let's take a look at its fuel. So it has not very much fuel. And I'm assuming I can't really... do anything interesting, like in terms of getting it back. Well, that's the 10 seconds, so I think that'd already be too much. So yeah, I think this guy will just live for now in orbit of the Mun, as is. Thank you for transmitting your data. Let's go back to the Space Center. Robots. We don't have to worry about them. Okay. So, so we need to fix the fin on that. But otherwise, it went pretty well. We have 86 science. Can we do anything on this level? No, not yet. We have different rockets. So this is, I think, yeah, a much smaller little rocket guy. Bigger fuel tanks. Plain stuff. And we have some... rotational wheel stuff. I think that helps you with changing like your propulsion stuff, whatever. So what do we want to change on it to make it go better? Yeah, we have little apartments, tiny apartments. So this is a lot of the space colony stuff that we don't have to worry about quite yet. So I think we want to use a person on this next one. I might wait on the science. We don't have a lot of time left, but let's see what we can do. So we are going to, yeah, so I want to see... So the life support that I have... Yeah, little apartments. I have the life support on the other side of that decoupler, on the other side of the heat shield. So I want to see if the food actually gets up there or not. We can keep the robot thing on there. It's not really hurting anything. I mean, I guess it adds some weight, but let's fix these fins. So this fin here, I believe, is only a single fin. So we're going to take that off. We're going to put 4 of them on. I think right there. It's kind of not in the best spot. Oop. Here we go. I mean, it seems like it's on like a little angle. I don't know why that is. It might be okay. It might be that like it changes anyway. So okay. So good. This is the Science 8, not robot. We're gonna put a person on there. We wanna make sure they get back. So we're gonna be careful about our fuel and things like that. So we have enough to get back. But we want to do some EVAs and things like that. So let's save. Let's go to launch. SAS is going to be on. We're going to fix these staging. Okay. SAS on. Throttle up. You ready, Jebediah? We haven't had a person in a while. So we're going to let these things burn all the way. And then we're going to try to do after we get rid of them, we're going to try and work on our angling maybe a little bit faster than we did last time, because we ended up wasting a lot of fuel and going on a really far orbit. But I don't want to start angling now because it's not what we tested. So getting rid of these things when you're angled, I don't know what happens. So we're going to do this, get rid of them, and now we're going to look at our angle. We're going to be slightly aggressive, but not too aggressive. Safe travels. I think we can slow down. I think we're going pretty fast. So we're working on our angle. Want that thing to follow me. I don't think I'm going to spin out here. I think we're far enough out that we're okay. We are... No, we're still going up. Okay. Good. Alright, let's take a look. So that's pretty good. I think we're going to kill the engines. We're going to add a maneuver. A little more. Okay, good. So, pretty quick burn. Point to maneuver node. We do have a lot of these things, so maybe we'll do... is this going to... Actually, it probably doesn't, because we've already done all these experiments. So I guess it's not going to help us. Okay. We can do a crew report and transmit it back, maybe? Yes. And then we have a little bit of time. Let's do an EVA report and then transmit it back. Deploy parachute. EVA report. Good. Hop in. B for board. We want to review the data. Transmit it back. Because those things we can, do as many times as we need to. Okay, good. So now at 15 seconds before the thing, we're going to go. I don't remember what the commands are to speed up time and stuff, so we're going to use these buttons up here. We still have the big rockets, and I think that'll be enough for this maneuver, probably. So 15 seconds is our target. I don't know if you can even, you can see the time, good. I was like, was where it was cut off. Okay, and 15 seconds. There's some logic why you do it before the actual time it tells you to do it, but I don't really understand it. And go. So we may have to switch engines, possibly. Pretty close. Yep, switching. I think we're in orbit, although it didn't change views, but the music changed. No, we're not in orbit yet. Okay, that's actually enough. We'll kill the engines there. So it's not quite exactly the maneuver we had, but that's enough to stay up. We have all that fuel left. Awesome. If you do an EVA here, if you do a crew report, is this different? It is. So this one, good. So let's transmit it. I mean, you're getting back, buddy, but let's just transmit it. We have solar panels. And I think we have a lot of juice anyway. So, okay, good. Let's do an EVA report. Keep it. Board. View. Transmit. Just in case. There's no reason why you wouldn't just tell everybody back home. So this one, we're bringing this back. So let's go ahead and do, because we have a few of those. Let's log. Okay, that one doesn't do anything for us. So now, I don't think we have enough to go to the Mun and back. So I think that might be it. And maybe wherever we land, we can also do some stuff there. So I guess we could try to land. We could try to target our landing to be somewhere interesting. That's probably going to be really hard to do, but we could try. We're probably going to, wherever we target for, I want to go the other way. Whatever we target for, we're probably going to end up landing sooner than that because of the drag will change us. So we might consider, like if this is somewhere new over here, we want to do something like this, and then maybe we land here, is what I'm thinking. We'll see. So maneuver node. We still have a lot of fuel, but not enough to go to the Mun, I don't think. Probably. I mean, I don't know. Should we try? I think it's the... Okay, it's going back. All right. Right, exactly. Okay. Oh, okay, wait. We have more science to do. Life support. So he does have access to the life support that's on the ship. So even though it's on the other side of a heat shield, on the other side of a decoupler, it's still inside the vessel. So he does get the food. Because this one before was saying, like, starving. Or, you know, like 13 days until he's starving. So that one thing I added on there is enough for quite a bit. Plus 15 days. So this is how much it actually has, and then this is the additional till it runs out. I don't know what this means, but EC. So he has... Interesting. So there's the different value that's stored there. So I have a lot of life support in that container, but then whatever the EC is, I don't have as much of. EC. I'll have to figure that out. This thing might Oh, it doesn't have, has no information. Local warehouse. I don't know what that means. So there's mulch. Oh, I think that as they use stuff, then the mulch will fill up. And if you have a recycler, then you can recycle some of that back. There's all kinds of different cool things you can do with it. Alright, so that answers my question. Because I want to know if I could have them on there on the other side of like decouplers and heat shields and stuff. And then when I'm going to be re-entering, I can just get rid of all that. I wanted to see if that was an option. So, science done. So at 6 seconds before, we're going to start burning. So let's get closer to the maneuver. So 6 seconds, we're going to start firing. We can actually look at this view, I think. Okay, firing. Getting ready to kill the engines with the X key. Okay, and doing it. Here we go. Okay, good. So now we don't need the engines. So we want to point prograde. Because what we were just doing is we were slowing down, so we're probably pointing. I don't think how I want to do this. I want this thing to be behind me. If I do prograde, it's going to be that way. I think this is right. And now we want to point retrograde as we descend. Okay, I think I did that right. Okay, we can get rid of this maneuver. And we're going to re-enter. That's our next step. So let's speed up. It'll automatically stop speeding up once we get to re-entry part. It also doesn't. Okay. When I'm speeding up, it doesn't do SAS. So I want to be careful with that. I'm hoping I'm going to land in somewhere that's not too hilly, for one. And then I can do some science when I actually land. I hope it's a new area. That's what I'm hoping. So we're doing good. Let's speed up a little bit. I also, in a future design, I might want to put some of these experiments inside of a little bay, so that way they aren't sticking out and going to burn up in the atmosphere as we re-enter. Okay, so we are on our way back in. I'm assuming there's no, like, re-entry. No, okay. I mean, no. 0.5, we'll leave it. When we're on fire, can we do the log temperature? No. Let's wait till we're on fire. Fire. Go. Nope. Not excited about that one. Or what not? Nope. Okay. So we have a little bit of things heating up a tiny bit. They're not exploding yet. I don't know what those things are. Oh, we're about to lose whatever it is. I hope I didn't need that. Whatever it was. I'm assuming that was like the goo. You know, something. I really can't see anything. So we lost one thing. And I'm sure it's in a log somewhere. Okay, everything else seems good. We can probably see it. No, it's not the goo. We have all of our parachutes. Oh, one of the batteries. Yeah, we lost one of the batteries in the side. Okay, good. So we are potentially safe to deploy parachutes now, but let's go ahead and wait until 10,000. Okay, deploying parachutes. Looks like you might make it back, Jebediah. Assuming this landing works okay. I think even if we roll, we'll just lose some of the experiments. And it's a little bit slopey. And we are a little bit taller than we really need to be. Maybe all these things I have on there will make it stop. Awesome. Oh, and they probably can still get out of it, so that's good. Let's do some science. We are here. So keep it, not a lot, but that's right. Log temperature. Keep it. Barometer is in here somewhere. Log the barometer. Oh, nothing. Oh, it's a shame. Crew report. Keep it. Want to do an EVA. No! I think it's obstructed just because of my angle, not because of like anything I've attached. I think it's just. Is there anything I can change to make this thing change? No, not really. Oh wait, we can do this. Observe the materials bay. Awesome. Yeah, so I can't get out and do my EVA. That's a shame. Yeah. Oh well, I guess. At least we didn't roll a lot. Okay, so I'll recover the vessel. I think I'm forgetting, right? I can't do EVA or surface sample. No, I think that's it. Recover the vessel. Success. Nobody's died. You could have been... Yeah, if we would have rolled down the hill, that would have been quite a few explosions. So we have a bunch of science that we can play with next time. We got our guy back. Everything's good. Everything's perfect. We understand more about the life support thing. There's a couple different things. We can ignore those for now. There's a couple different different types of life support things. So we might play around with those and see what sort of things we can do with them. See what the EC is, and then give them enough EC as well as the other thing so they can survive. Maybe add recyclers and stuff. But we'll have to add bigger ships, so we'll need to advance our research some more probably before we have all that. That'll be it for today. Thank you everybody for stopping by.